Hello, this is Wyalusing Public Library. I haven't seen a lot of you in a long time. I get to help Miss Jen today read stories. I'm excited.
So am I. So this is going to kick off our summer fun virtual programming.
Yay.
Every Friday, Miss Flora and I will present a story on YouTube or Facebook. And we have these awesome craft bags that have everything you need for the week's craft. You can pick them up on the Monday after the story from 1 to 6, or Wednesdays from 9 to 2, and Fridays 1 to 6. Okay?
So after the story today, you can start next Monday coming to pick up these craft bags.
Oh, right.
Right? And the theme is the Wild, Wild West.
All right. So, Miss Flora, I have a joke for you.
Okay.
What did the cat say when the mouse ran away?
I don't know. What did the cat say when the mouse ran away?
Oh, rat!
That was a good one. Woo.
All right. I am going to read Armadillo Rodeo by Jan Brett. Let me see here. Armadillos, 1, 2, 3. Bo, let's go, Mama Armadillo called to her boys as they headed out to dig deep in the heart of Texas Hill Country. Stay close. Her boys didn't see too well, just like all armadillos, and she didn't want to lose them, especially Bo, who was always wandering off. 1, 2, 3. Bo, don't go getting distracted on me. But Bo already was. He was looking at a lizard. Curious as always, Bo followed the lizard down to Can Creek just as Harmony Jean came sliding down the bank from the Curly H, wearing her brand new boots. Pointy-toed, high-heeled, hand-tooled, chili pepper red boots with fancy cutwork, tall tops, and a Curly H brand. She was here to scuff them up. Today was rodeo day, and Harmony Jean was not about to ride in a barrel race looking like a tenderfoot in new boots. She found a muddy place and hopped and splashed until her boots had a worn, lived-in look. Please, she whooped and hollered, look at me. Won't you just look at me? Bo's ears perked up at the sound of that pretty voice. He lifted his head and squinted. What he saw was all that red leather shimmering and prancing over the creek bed. Why, for sure it looked to Bo as if he'd found a friend, a rip-roaring, rootin'-tootin', shiny red armadillo. Bo grinned. Howdy, he shouted. Harmony Jean, job done, lit off through the back 40 to the Curly H. Bo never looked back. He blinked and squinted as he trundled after his bright red friend as fast as he could go. Wait up, he called. Back at the creek, his mama twitched an ear. Is that hollering one of my boys? She asked. Armadillos, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, Bo! He'd done it again. Bo arrived at the rodeo just as Harmony Jean was swinging a leg up on her pony, Spotlight. He saw the perky nose and silvery tail of the red armadillo leaping up ahead of him. Wait for me, Bo called. Pretty horse. When Spotlight felt Bo on his back, he gave a hop and buck. Harmony Jean stayed aboard, but Bo was tossed high in the air. The little armadillo landed in the dust. As he unrolled, he smiled, brushed himself off, and shouted, Hey, partner, you're my kind of friend. Bo tried to catch a sight of that rootin'-tootin' red armadillo, but he had to move fast. As he zigzagged and zagged across the arena, Ma Armadillo, with her 3 boys, was hot on his trail, asking everyone she met if they'd seen her Bo. Bo was still looking when he saw the armadillo headed for the barbecue. I'm right behind you, Bo called. But before he could catch up, the armadillo disappeared under the blue checkered tablecloth. Bo dove after him and peered around. His friend was nibbling on something green. So Bo ambled over and took a big bite. It was a red-hot, bright green jalapeno pepper. His mouth on fire, Bo ran out and doused his head in lemonade to stop the burn. Delicious. What's next? Chow time over. The cowhands got out their fiddles and everyone went into the barn for a little dancing. Bo struggled to see his pal. Finally, he spotted a flash of red right inside the middle of all those stomping feet. Bo two-stepped toward his frisky new friend and cut in. Harmony Jean went tap, slide, tap with her right foot, then heel, stomp, high kicked with her left, and Bo was hurtled high in the air. As he landed in the hayloft, he let out a rebel yell, Yahoo! Not far away, Ma Armadillo heard the commotion. That's my Bo, she cried. By the time Bo made it down the hay chute, the dance floor was empty. Harmony Jean and her friends had settled around the campfire. She looked down at her boots. They were starting to pinch. She slipped them off and tossed them behind her. Uh-oh. Bo bounded up to a pointy-toed, high-heeled, hand-tooled, chili pepper red boot. Howdy, he said. You're a mighty hard fellow to keep up with. My name's Bo. What's yours? His new friend didn't answer. Bo stepped even closer. He could see the perky nose and the shy smile. What's next? He asked. But instead of answering, his friend fell over, plop, and Bo was left looking down and opening. He stuck his head in and sniffed. It didn't smell like an armadillo. He poked his nose against the leather. It didn't feel like an armadillo. He squinted up close. It didn't even look like an armadillo. Nose in the air, he wailed, "You're not an armadillo!" Not far away, the sharp ears of his ma recognized the voice of her boy. His 3 brothers heard him too. Their search was over. Boys, let's go get Bo and head on home. Time to sleep, Bo, his ma said. We have to go out and dig tomorrow. Yes, Ma. But Bo's thinking about the curly H. He knows that whenever he wants a change, he can mosey on down for some red-hot chili pepper excitement. And his ma will always be there to bring him home. The end.
Nice.
That was cute.
Good story.
Adorable. I like that. Okay, Miss Flora has a book now for us.
Okay, I'll be right there. Okay, this one's called I Wish I'd Been Born a Unicorn, and it's by Rachel Lyon, and the illustrator is Andrea Ringley. Oh boy, look at this horse. His name is Dusty. Dusty was a smelly horse. He liked to roll in the mud. The other horses would not play with him. They said he was too dirty and had fleas.
Rude.
I wish I'd been born a unicorn, said Dusty. Then I would have friends. I can make your wish come true, said a clever owl. You'll see. Owl went to the cows and asked for some cream. I want to help Dusty, he said. The cows gave him some cream. Oops. Here we go. The owl went to the beach and found a pointy shell. Then Owl painted Dusty with the cream, and he tied the pointy shell to his head. Can you see? In the morning, the cows got a surprise. That's not Dusty, they said. It's a unicorn. Dusty was very happy. He says, it's true. I am. I'm a unicorn. Suddenly the owl saw a dark cloud, and he began to worry. It started to rain hard. The rain washed the cream away.
Oh no.
Everyone felt sad for Dusty. "We will make him some more green," the cows said. "Please don't cry." Look at the face of Dusty. Dusty smiled. "Do you really care about me?" he asked. "Yes," they said. "Then I do have friends," Dusty said. "I'm glad I'm not a unicorn after all. You like me just the way I am." And that is the end of Dusty the horse.
That was adorable.
Now,
That was good.
Miss Jen has another story to read too.
One more, and then I'll go through the craft bag and show you what you guys are going to make. And we're going to sign off with a little dance. Okay. The Girl Who Loved Wild Horses by Paul Gobble.
Looks good.
Paul
Close
Gobble.
enough. Hopefully he won't be too offended.
Paul, I'm sorry. Okay. The people were always moving from place to place, following the herds of buffalo. They had many horses to carry, and the tips and all their belongings. They trained their fastest horses to hunt the buffalo. There was a girl in the village who loved horses. She would often get up at daybreak when the birds were singing about the rising sun. She led the horses to drink at the river. She spoke softly and they followed. People noticed that she understood horses in a special way. She knew which grass they liked best and where to find them shelter from the winter blizzards. If a horse was hurt, she looked after it. Every day she had helped her mother carry water and collect firewood. She would run off to be with their horses. She stayed with them in the meadows, but was careful never to go beyond the sight of home. One hot day when the sun was overhead, she felt sleepy. She spread her blanket and lay down. It was nice to hear the horses eating, moving slowly among the flowers. Soon she fell asleep. A faint rumble of distant thunder did not wake her up. Angry clouds began to roll out across the sky with lightning flashes in the darkness beneath, but the fresh breeze and scent of rain made her sleep soundly. I sleep better when it rains.
Me too. I like that sound.
Suddenly there was a flash of lightning, a crash and a rumbling which shook the earth. The girl leapt to her feet in fright. Everything was awake. Horses were rearing up on their hind legs and snorting in terror. She grabbed a horse's mane and jumped on his back. In an instant, the herd was galloping away like the wind. She called the horses to stop, but her voice was lost in the thunder. Nothing could stop them. She hugged her horse's neck with her fingers twisted into his mane. She clung on, afraid of falling under the drumming hooves. The horses galloped faster and faster, pursued by the thunder and lightning. They swept like a brown flood across the hills through the valleys. Fear drove them on, leaving their families grazing grounds far behind. At last the storm disappeared over the horizon. The tired horses slowed and then stopped and rested. Stars came out and the moon shone over the hills the girl had never seen before. She knew they were lost. Next morning, she was awakened by a loud neigh. A beautiful spotted stallion was prancing to and fro in front of her, stamping his hooves and shaking his mane. He was strong and proud and more handsome than any horse she had ever dreamed of. He told her that he was the leader of all the wild horses who roamed the hills. He welcomed her to live with them. She was glad, and all her horses lifted their heads and neighed joyfully, happy to be free with the wild horses. The people searched everywhere for the girl and the vanished horses, but were nowhere to be found. But a year later, 2 hunters rode into the hills where the wild horses lived. When they climbed a hill and looked over the top, they saw the wild horses led by the beautiful spotted stallion. Beside him rode the girl leading a colt. They called out to her. She waved back out, but the stallion quickly drove her away with all of his other horses. The hunters galloped home and told what they had seen. The men mounted their fastest horses and set out at once. It was a long chase. The stallion defended the girl and the colt. He circled round and round them so that the riders could not get near. They tried to catch him with ropes, but he dodged them. He had no fear. His eyes shone like cold stars. He snorted and his hooves struck as fast as lightning. The riders admired his courage. They might never have caught the girl except her horse stumbled and she fell. She was glad to see her parents, and they thought she would be happy to be home again. But they soon saw she was sad and missed the colt and wild horses. Each evening as the sun went down, people would hear the stallion neighing sadly from the hilltop above the village, calling for her to come back. The days passed. Her parents knew the girl was lonely. She became ill and the doctors could do nothing to help her. They asked, what would make her well again? I love to run with the wild horses, she answered. They are my relatives. If you let me go back to them, I shall be happy forevermore. Her parents loved her and agreed that she should go back to live with the wild horses. They gave her a beautiful dress and the best horse in the village to ride. The spotted stallion led his wild horses down from the hills. The people gave them fine things to wear, colorful blankets and decorated saddles. They painted their designs on their bodies and tied eagle feathers and ribbons to their manes and tails. In return, the girl gave the colt to her parents. Everyone was joyful. Once again, the girl rode beside the spotted stallion. They were proud and happy together, but she did not forget her people. Each year, she would come back, and she always brought her parents a colt. And then, one year, she did not return and was never seen again. But when hunters next saw the wild horses, there galloped beside the mighty stallion a beautiful mare with a mane and tail floating like wispy clouds about her. They had said that the girl had surely become one of the wild horses at last. Today, we are still glad to remember that we have relatives among the horse people, and it gives us joy to see the wild horses running free. Our thoughts fly with them. The end.
Oh, nice story.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah,
And I want
very
to show
nice.
you guys something. Oh, what page was it on? The TP, yes. In your craft bags, you have everything you will need to make a TP. Okay? So, this is ours that we made. Everything that made this is in the craft bag. Okay? So, there's instructions in there that you can follow. And a little sheriff's hat. Little sheriff cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Everything's in there that to make this as well.
And plus a couple other things.
Oh.
Right? A couple other surprise things are
Yes,
in there.
little activities you guys
Activities
can
to
do.
do. Yes.
All right, so I
Okay.
don't know. What stories or
Do you want to do it?
song and dance?
We're happy and you know what?
Okay, we can do You're Happy.
Because
You
it
Know It.
includes stomping your feet like the horses did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, are you ready? Okay, everybody stand up. Shake out the wigglies. We're going to do, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray! Okay, now remember, we got to do all three things this time.
Oh.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Stomp your feet, shout
Shout
hooray.
hooray!
If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three.
Stop, stop.
Hooray!
Yay!
This is a sign for I love you. And I'm so glad I got to help do this today. This is also thank you. Thank you for watching us at Wilmette, listen to me. I help with
At Wyalusing
Yeah.
Public Library's
Yes.
virtual summer fun programming.
Woo-hoo!
All right, guys, we'll see you next Friday at 10 for your story. And then this Monday, you can come pick up your books or your bags, your craft bags.
Craft bag.
Okay? So we'll see you next week.
Yes, hopefully.
Next week for your craft bags.
Okay.
Love you all.
Mwah.
Bye.